YouTube, welcome back, guys. We are here for the Final Four edition at the Bettors Edge. We're going to cover both games. We're going to get into deep analysis in both games, and I'm going to give you the best bets in each game and a 20-star pick in our Final Four. First and foremost, we got to start with the Elite Eight before we get into the Final Four and talk about this melt from Jon Scheyer in the Duke Blue Devils. This program is slowly but surely becoming known for melting in clutch moments. There is absolutely, positively no way you can lose this game to the University of Connecticut in that fashion in the Elite Eight last weekend. It's an embarrassment for Scheyer. It's an embarrassment for the program. It's an embarrassment for those players. It's absolutely shocking to lose that game in that fashion. Something's going down over there at the University of Duke where they get in tight spots. This team just doesn't know how to handle the big moments. We see it time and time again in the big dance for this program, and is getting to the point where this program is becoming known for melting in these spots. Credit to the University of Connecticut. They never folded, they never gave up, they never quit, and now they're moving forward to the Final Four. Let's get right into it. Saturday, first game on the card, we have Illinois as 1.5-point favorites against the University of Connecticut. Stylistically, these two teams are not all that different, if we're being honest. They're kind of similar. We saw a little bit of early action come in on the University of Connecticut, which is what brought this number down from an opening number of 3.5, now down to 1.5. They're both long. Both these teams defend really well. Both these teams like to control the glass. Both these teams like to shoot the three ball. The difference right now, and I'm not insinuating that this is going to be where the final play leans, is right now the University of Illinois is just shooting the ball far better than the University of Connecticut. The bigs on Illinois can stretch the floor. They can shoot the three ball. Their guards can shoot the three ball. And as I mentioned, they like to defend. They like to play slow. And they like to control the interior. We can't talk about the University of Connecticut without talking about the job that Hurley's done for this program. He's essentially, and when I say essentially, he's undefeated in the tournament after the first weekend. He's literally never lost a game, and he's covered the spread every single game as well. I think for his lifetime, he's lost one game against the spread, whatever it is, 15-1, 16-1, 17-1. I've lost track against this point. He's a covering machine. You got to give credit to him and his staff for figuring out a way to turn around that 19-point deficit against the Duke Blue Devils. However, and this is a massive, massive point, we saw this team, and it wasn't just against Duke, shoot 1 for 18 beyond the arc the first, I don't remember what it was, let's just call it 35 minutes or so. They did end up hitting 4 out of their last 5 threes. But Mullins, aside from the miracle 3 that he buried to seal the game, has been cold. Ball has been cold. All of their three-point shooters for the better part of the last 2 months have been ice cold. This is a team collectively that should be shooting 35% plus from three-point line as a team. That's how good their shooters are. But really, over the course of the last 2 months, they're shooting closer to like 20, 25% as a team. They're not going to be able to win this game against Illinois if the three ball isn't falling. Wow. The three ball has to fall in order for UConn to win this game. We know what Hurley's going to give them. We know defensively they're going to strap. We know they're going to be gritty. We know Reed is going to get his. What a performance he put in. I haven't even spoken about him against the Duke Blue Devils. He was incredible. He probably deserves a statue at this point outside of Storrs, Connecticut, just for getting this team to the Final Four, because he's really the only player on this team that has shown up. He dominated against Sparty. He even dominated even more against Duke, and he's been a man amongst boys on the offensive end. He's going to have a similar type of performance for UConn to succeed in the Final Four. It's just so hard to sit here and go against Hurley and the success that he's had in this tournament, knowing you're getting a 1.5. Illinois hasn't been there before. The players haven't been there. The coaching staff hasn't been there. Are we really going to trust the Illinois players and coaching staff over Hurley and his bunch? That's ultimately what this game comes down to. Thank goodness I don't have to make a prediction on the show right now, because I'm being honest with you, I'm a bit torn on this game. But I will have a prediction once I release the Final Four picks and best bets. Moving on to the game of the year. It's being billed as the showdown of the entire year on the basketball calendar. We have the University of Arizona and we have Michigan University. Michigan right now, surprisingly in my opinion, are sitting as 1.5 point favorites over Arizona. These are the two best teams in college basketball. Make no mistake about it. For the majority of the landscape over this entire college basketball season, for me, these have been the two best teams. A lot of people are billing this game as the de facto national championship game. Most people are suggesting the winner of this game is going to go on and win the national championship. And if I'm being honest with you guys, I would probably agree with that sentiment. Arizona or Michigan obviously advanced to the final. They're going to end up playing UConn or Illinois. It's hard to see either of those teams losing to either of their opponents. Of course, anything can happen, but this game should be the best game in college basketball that we've seen all year long. Let's break it down. How does Arizona play? We saw it against Arkansas. That is Arizona basketball. What do I mean by that? Dominating the interior, using their length, using their size, getting easy buckets at the rim. What this Arizona team does, whether it's through their guard play or through their bigs, is pound the paint. Bradley gets inside, drives on the interior, and either hands the ball off to 𝗬𝗄 or 𝗕𝗏 inside, and they get layups and they get dunks. We saw it almost every single possession against Arkansas. Granted, Arkansas is one of the worst teams defending the interior in the country, which is why they lost by damn near 30 points. What this Arizona team doesn't do a ton of, and to their credit, it's gotten them to this point, is they don't shoot a ton of threes. Berries and Del Orso are capable shooters, but this is a team that probably knocks in 5 or so threes a game. They don't shoot a lot of threes. It's not like they're necessarily a terrible shooting team. They can shoot the ball. They just don't take a lot of three-point attempts. So they're going to have to be not only productive and efficient on the interior, but they're going to have to figure out a way to control the glass. It's a slow-paced team. They defend incredibly well, and they're efficient offensively. It's a little bit different than how this Michigan team likes to play basketball. This is an up-and-down Michigan team. It's an electric Michigan team. We saw it against Tennessee, 21-0 run in the first half. This is a team that can put up points in bunches. They like to play fast. They like to play in transition. They're long. They defend incredibly well. They can switch at every position defensively. We've seen Lindeborg guard point guards numerous occasions this season. That's how versatile this Michigan team is defensively. But this Michigan team shoots threes, and they shoot them at a high clip. If this Michigan team can get their guards to hit threes, I don't think Arizona can hang with them. However, that's a big if, because these guards are not great shooters. Between Cadeau and Burnett, even though I know Burnett statistically looks like a good shooter, he's not a great shooter in my opinion. The one shooter at guard that they do have is McKinney. He's got a great form, he's got great touch, and he's a natural shooter. However, he's a true freshman. He's the X factor in this game, in my opinion. If between those three players, the three ball is falling, Arizona will not win this game. However, Arizona defends incredibly well. They're going to be able to attack the glass. For as long and as big as Michigan is, in my opinion, they're susceptible to being dominated on the offensive glass. We've seen it numerous times this season. We just saw it against the University of Tennessee. Granted, they're the best offensive rebounding team in the country. In my opinion, as I mentioned already, it's going to come down to their guards of Michigan. If they're hitting shots, they win this game. If they're not hitting shots, which is a big if, because we've seen them struggle against Duke, these guards had an abysmal night. And if they have that level of performance against Arizona, they don't stand a chance against this Wildcats team. Ultimately, how is Michigan going to shoot the three ball? Because we know Michigan's bigs are going to be productive. They're going to get theirs. Whether it's Lindeborg, Mara, or Morez Johnson, they're going to have productive nights offensively, defensively, and on the glass. If Michigan can get supplementary and complementary production from their guards, this Michigan team is almost impossible to beat. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who's advancing to the championship game? I'll be back on Thursday or Friday with my official release and 20-star play in the Final Four and a best bet in the other game. Like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys later.